Hello and welcome everybody to an episode of Phillies Unfiltered. Along with Brent Tracy, I'm Jim Russo. First, Brent, I did want to offer my sincerest condolences to you and your family. I know there's been a loss. I know you wish to talk about that, so I'm going to give you a chance to do that.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. So 2 weeks ago to the day, we're recording this on a Monday. We unexpectedly lost my dad. My dad and I were very close. It's been tough, but he was also one of the earliest and most loyal listeners of this podcast. He was always very supportive of everything that I did. So I just wanted to kind of give him a shout out here. And, obviously I miss him, and it's going to be tough going forward for a little while at least. But, I'm glad to get back into doing things that bring me joy. I know that's what he would want me to be doing. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm really glad to be back with you all. And Jim and I, honestly, I've had a couple
Yeah,
guest hosts. It's been a weird couple of months, really.
yes, it has.
So I've had Calder join me, I've had Bridget join me, but Jim, my friend, it's good to be back with you doing this. This is a very
Happy to see you.
good help in getting back into normal order. So
Yes, so I mean, if you would like to take a moment, we can think about your dad, loyal listener. So, Mr. Tracy, here's to you. We're going to take a moment for you.
thanks, appreciate
Not a
that,
problem.
Jim.
So, of course. So let's get to this. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go a little bit off the cuff a little today. More of a catching up, getting up to speed, rather than a rather structured, studs and duds kind of thing. I think we need to talk about the current state of this team. So Brent, we're 59 games into the season. We're 30-29, which is kind of weird because the way we started compared to now, it's been very much a seesaw. We'll just
Yeah.
call it that. So,
Yeah.
how are you feeling about the current state as it stands?
Um. So, I think when Mattingly took over, it seemed like we were sort of ready to start flying. That's kind of the vibe I got. It seemed like we were going to just kind of go on a crazy, crazy run. And we did go on a
Yeah,
decent run, but I think we've come back down to earth now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this team is, honestly. I don't know
agreed.
what direction we're going in. We're just kind of there. We're in the mix, which is fine for now. But I think, as we get to the All-Star break here in about a month or so, I think they need to find out what their identity is and figure out what they're going to do moving forward. Because as you alluded to, the starting, I think you talked to, maybe we were talking about before it actually, before we logged on, but the starting pitching's been pretty good. At least the top of the rotation has been very good.
Yeah.
You know, Sanchez has just been Sanchez, and Wheeler has. I can't believe how effective Zach has been coming back from that surgery. I mean, sure he's had some blips here and there, but he's looked pretty good. I did not expect him to be a top of the rotation guy. I really thought 3 or 4 is what we could expect. Maybe that was pretty serious, but he's looking pretty good. Luzardo's had moments. I think he'll pull it together. I'm not worried about the starting rotation, but I think you're going to talk about this. I know I have some thoughts. The offense has been very frustrating. Outside of that initial run when Mattingly took over, where they were
Yeah.
pretty explosive, they've kind of come back down to barely even being able to get
So,
2, 3, 4 runs a game, and it's frustrating.
so I feel this is the most frustrating team in baseball.
Yeah,
I mean, at least we're a little biased because we're paying attention to the Phillies more than anybody else. But who are they? You're making that point as well. Like who are they? What is this team all about? We know they pitch, and
yep,
they pitch pretty darn well. At least 1, 2, and 3 is coming back down to earth to where he needs to be. But the, I can't think too positively about this team when we're leading the league in 1-run wins.
yeah,
That tells me that the offense just isn't there. They don't hit.
yeah,
It's not consistent. They have 2, maybe 3 guys that are hitting on this squad, and that is clearly not enough. It's, I mean, I have nothing to worry about as far as the first two starting pitchers go. I mean, Wheeler he had a little bit of a rough start against the Dodgers, but Sanchez is on a legendary run.
Yeah.
Legendary, literally. He's set a record for this team for scoreless innings, and hopefully he keeps it going on Wednesday. But there are many factors in the offensive side that are standing out in a bad way that need to change, and I want to get to that as well. And then as far as Mattingly goes, he's doing all right. And one of the other things that comes up is the schedule. They had a rough schedule to start, and the schedule was getting lighter as soon as Mattingly comes in. So how much of an impact did he really have on that run that we had? Was it 15-4 at one point? So the schedule wasn't as tough, so we're playing a little bit weaker teams that should have happened the same way. I mean, San Diego is in a rough spot right now too.
Right now, but they were coming in. I mean, the record-wise anyway, they were pretty good when we came in to play them, and we just I think you're right. They were starting to struggle, but going on the road, sweeping out there was not nothing. But then the Dodgers series was just. They were stale. They were just stale. Even the game they won, they got kind of lucky. It just kind of, Sosa just got the big hit at the right time, which is great. But
I mean, against the Padres, they didn't put up that many runs. It's just the pitching was outstanding.
It was the pitching, absolutely.
So you let up 2 runs the entire series. That's huge.
And you can't live on that, though.
No, you can't, and that's why this offense needs to figure this out. And they barely scored against the Dodgers. They look completely outmatched. And it's the Dodgers are a great team, and the Phillies are good?
Yeah, I mean, at best, they're good right now. I mean, they have potential. They've got talent. But it always comes down to whether this team is going to hit. And right now, as you pointed out, there's only like 2-3 guys who are consistently hitting. Marsh, your buddy, is one of them that tends to be pretty good. Harper's had a pretty good year. Schwarber's got the power game still going. He's, it's that 3 outcome thing, which what you're going to get from Kyle. Yeah. There's no right-handed hitters on this team right now. There's just none. There's nothing coming from the right hand side of the batter's box. Garcia has been abysmal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been great in the outfield. He's made some excellent plays in the outfield. But are we getting more from him than Casty at the plate? Probably not. When we had him last year, I'm not saying we should have kept Casty, but my point is we didn't really fill that void in our lineup. And Trey Turner's been really disappointing. I just there's been no multi-hit games really for him, other than I think one in San Diego. But it's been a lot of offers, a lot of 1-for-4s, 1-for-5. That's just not cutting it at the top of that lineup. I mean, with that speed, he's got to be getting on base, and he's not doing it. JT has been, kind of back and forth. Sometimes he has a good swing. Yeah, sometimes he just looks lost. He got hit yesterday in the it looked like the forearm of the wrist. I don't know what they determined. I know they were going to. Oh yeah, so that's good. But I mean, and don't get me wrong, we don't want to lose him because again, behind the plate, he is invaluable. But at the plate batting, we're not getting anything from the right side of the batter's box. It's just
getting anything from the catcher's position either. So I mean, JT's our best chance in that area.
Right.
I mean, Bohm's turned it around a little bit.
Yeah. He's not explosive, but it's come along from the start for sure.
He hasn't been abysmal, last month. So ever since he sat a couple games and he came back, hit a couple of homers, and and then yesterday, not yesterday, Saturday. You mentioned Edmundo. It was these late night games. They kill me.
I know.
But he comes in with the bases loaded, pitch hitting for Marsh, which. In the situation, I guess it made sense because against the left-handed pitcher, do I give March a chance? Maybe. But Sosa looked terrible in that at-bat. He's swinging it. He's too much of a free swinger.
He is.
And he
does not walk a lot.
There was a pitch almost a foot off the plate that he swings and misses at to strike out. And then luckily it came back and helped later with a home run that kind of just barely got out,
Yeah.
and he thought he absolutely demolished it. It's like
Yeah.
like a little bit too much of a pimp job, and but,
The
it was
broadcasters weren't so sure that
no, no, I wasn't sure that was going either.
McCarthy's like,
Uh,
it is. I think it went out.
yeah, yeah, it looked like it went off the top of the wall, and then back to the Dodgers. Andy Pajas, man, like every time he hits the ball, it looks like it's going out,
Yeah.
and like that's scary. Then kudos to Justin Crawford out in center field too. He's gonna get himself hurt.
He does need to be careful, but I mean, for the people that had said and still in some cases continue to say, oh, we need to move him to one of the corners. He is a center fielder, and he is a good center fielder, and he is continuing to learn how to play center field at the major league level. I love watching him play.
So do I. And this is where some of the defensive metrics make no sense. Like they have him as one of the lowest rated center fielders in baseball. Like I
Based
don't
on
see
what?
it.
He has there's no history of him playing except
Silly
this year.
metrics that make no sense. There's no history from the naked eye. He looks excellent out there.
Yeah.
Compared to what we've gotten in the past, he's better than Marsh in the outfield.
And Rojas, frankly, he really is. Rojas is fast, but Crawford's baseball IQ is way higher.
That's the sticking point right there. Crawford makes the smart plays. He's not going to dive for every single ball. He's not throwing it home every single play.
He hits the cutoff man. Yep.
He hits the cut. He's very by the book. He's fundamentally sound out there.
At the plate too, he's by the book though. He doesn't overswing most of the time.
He's lost it a little bit lately.
The average went down a little bit, but I mean he'll be back up. He kind of dipped earlier and then came back up. He knows what he is. He's a contact hitter with speed, and I like watching. He's one of I think he is Calder's favorite player. He really likes the idea of keeping the ball on the ground. And when Calder guest hosted, he had to learn this lesson because when Calder was playing in his game, he grounded out and he was mad at himself. But he drove a run in and moved runners up to second and third with with one out. And I said that's a really, really productive at bat. And he didn't understand that at first. Then he saw Justin Crawford do it like the next day, and he's like, oh, and he just did what I did. So he kind of starting to put together what it means to be a team player and what exactly. It doesn't boost your stats other than the RBI. Your average might not go up, but it's a good at bat, and he sees that. He's watching it, and he sees that Crawford's that kind of guy. He's a team guy, and he's going to do what he has to do to help the team. He's not worried about his personal stats in that regard.
I mean, I would hope that the coaching staff does this, but I do this with Noah's team every time there's a productive out, just like that. I tell them that's my favorite kind of out.
That's what.
Productive. You bring in a run, you're moving runners over, you give them a chance. It's been great. So it's been a good season for the boys. I mean, lately, and I mean they've lost a bunch of games, but for Noah, it's been a really good year. So I'm really excited for him.
Yeah, Calder just finished up. Actually, he's done. They crammed him into April and May, and he finished the year batting, I think it was like 570, which it's coach pitch, so
but
still. And he had kind of stopped. He didn't switch hit at the beginning of the year. He was just right-handed, and then at one game he just came and decided to start going back to switch hitting. And each game he was getting a hit from either side of the plate, and he was catching a lot.
Love it.
He was like our number one catcher on the team. So he's getting out in front of the plate, making plays on the ball. He's really, really good back there. So I'm proud of him. At a certain point, I'm not going to be helpful to him coaching him and catching because I didn't catch. Okay. So once he gets to a certain age, I'm going to have to bring in an expert maybe.
Yes, So Noah's been catching too, and he's been doing really well. He's blocking. He's blocking the ball. He's getting down. And he's firing at the second base, and you need some consistency getting it back to the pitcher. But it's like Major League too. But from the hitting point, every time he swings, he's putting the ball in play.
That's great.
He's hitting 400 with
nice.
When he's moving on up in the lineup. It's got a playoff game tonight. If they lose, they're done. But
that's great.
I'm looking forward to
it. It is great to be able to equate that to what's going on because they Calder's watching games that I'm like, oh, I forgot the game was on. For the Phillies, like they started earlier. He's like locked in. He knows when the games are. He's got the lineup figured out, and he doesn't like when Crawford doesn't face a lefty. He's like, they got to let him face lefties. He's got to get used to that. Like he's really, really picking up the game, and he's it's not just a kid saying random stuff that he thinks is
That's
smart. Like he's legitimately locked into it, and I'm really proud of him for
that's
that.
what we pass down to our kids. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so moving forward. Speaking of playoffs, so it's kind of a good segue here. I already mentioned they're 30-29 currently, so we got 100, a little over 100 games left.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we stand? Where do you think this team winds up? They are not winning the division. We can already tell you that.
No.
I do think they are a wild card team. I think there's some young teams ahead of them that, based off of our experience, that they will most likely surpass, like the Nats and the Cardinals. I think will be better than
Nats won't finish ahead of us.
No, I don't think so either.
I think wild card as well. Again, a lot of that's contingent upon getting the bats going. And I think getting in is the key. Getting into the playoffs is the key because at that point you just got to be playing right. You know, to be playing good baseball. And you've got the extra wild card. You know, it's not that hard to make it when you have a squad as talented as this one if they're healthy, and they are relatively healthy right now. I mean, there's really no key pieces out of the lineup right now. There's no excuse to not be winning baseball games right now. I think, first they might slip in with like the last spot, but I think they'll probably finish a little higher. I think they'll finish with the first or second wild card. That's kind of where I'm at. I think they'll get it. They're not going to win the division, like you said. The Braves are too good. They're too healthy. They're just you're not going to catch them, and you don't need to. You don't need to. I don't think that should be the focus. Just focus on getting back to playing consistently good baseball, see where the chips fall, and you go from there. But I think we will finish second in the division and grab a wild card spot, probably.
They need to go on a little bit of a nice run.
Oh, they do.
They one game over 500 is not going to do it for you. They need to get as close to 90 wins as possible at this point.
Oh, for sure. And I think they can. But like you said, they need to go on a run. And I think I'm beating a dead horse here, but Kevin Long, why is he still there? We see the same thing happen every year with this lineup. It's just like dud, dud, dud. Like how is he still there after like Rob got let go? Like I mean, why?
Your 1, 2, and 3 guys love him.
Yeah, that's great. You're not winning baseball games.
No, you're not.
Where's
you're not
Dombrowski saying we gotta shake things up here? Like I don't know get how he's. I mean they shook everything up. Wathan came in and became the bench coach. Like they moved a bunch of stuff around. Why is Long the only one untouched? It
doesn't make sense. No,
baffles me. So I don't know. I think that's a big holdup, honestly. I get that the guys like him, but the results aren't there. And it's just insane that they continue to just let him sit there and be in that position because I think that's what could hold them up from either making the playoffs or making a significant run in the playoffs because it's the same guy. It's just the same message. There's no difference. There's no shakeup. At this point, I'd bring in Charlie Manuel. I know they did that under Kapler, which was kind of funny, but
it was weird.
I'm joking. Charlie's days of being in the dugout, I think, are done. But they need something different. They need a new voice with the hitting instruction.
It's not happening this season.
I don't think so. No.
So we'll find out. So, I mean, the only thing we can hope for is that the pitching keeps us in it, and
yeah.
I mean, in the playoffs, I'm putting our 1, 2, and 3 against anybody.
Absolutely, yeah, and honestly, Duran has he's cranked
settled
up the velocities, getting to 101, 102. Like I trust him. I do. I don't. He's the best closer we've had in a long time. I mean, really, when you look at it, we've struggled with that position. He's a bona fide closer, and is he going to save every game he's in? No, but he's still the best we've had there in a long time. That's not an issue. The closer spot is not a concern for me.
It's the guys
he's going to. He's going to give us the best chance of in that spot at this point. And yeah, I mean you're right. The starting pitching is phenomenal. On the top of the rotation, Painter had been sort of doing better, and then yesterday just got annihilated. I mean it was batting practice off of him yesterday.
He's doesn't have the control right now. And I think this experience I think it's fine.
I
I'm not
agree.
I'm not worried about him for his future. At
Yeah.
least not yet. I mean, he needs more work, and you got to keep him going. You
Well,
put,
it's his first year at the big
yeah,
league level. The people that are like, "Oh, we need to give up on him, we need to trade him." No, you let him play this year through. First of all, you have nobody better right now in your system that you can put in that bottom
no,
of that
you don't.
rotation. His potential alone makes him a better option than anybody else you're going to plug into that spot right now. And I think he's got good stuff. The problem, one of the big problems that I've noticed is his fastball doesn't have a lot of life on it. It's flat. Like it's fast, but there's not a lot of rise or movement or, it's very flat and just straight. And a major league hitter, even if at 97, 98, is going to clobber that if it's not moving, if it's not, it doesn't have jump on it, like where it's, Zach Wheeler's a good example, right? He has that rise at the end of a lot of his fastballs.
Hmm.
That's hard for a hitter to get on top of, especially when you're hitting 97, 98. Painter throwing 98 right down the middle, that's not hard to hit for a pro baseball
Yeah,
player. And I think that's what Andrew has to figure out is just how to locate his fastball and then kind of mix it in with the because he's got great stuff. He
he
has
does.
really good stuff, and I don't know if he gets it figured out this year. Maybe in the second half he sort of clicks. We see this with rookie pitchers all the time, where it just takes him
Yes.
some time to get consistent. And Cole Hamels didn't come out of the gate flying. Like he struggled a little bit when he first came up, and then figured it out. Really, in his second year, if you think all the way back, his second year was that year that he really, really just kind of the light bulb went on. So I'm not. I agree with you. I'm not worried about him right now. It sucks. It's frustrating
Yeah.
to see him struggling because we really could use that given how anemic our offense has been. Have that fourth guy in the rotation just really making it difficult. But and Nola's Nola.
Yeah, meatball game.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, but as far as Painter goes, get him to the break.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get him to the break, give him some rest, and
Yep.
then I think maybe he'll come back nice and refreshed, and he'll get that second win finally. Because 1-6 and a just barely sub 6 ERA, and I mean he should be better, and he'll get there. I'm not concerned just yet, but will be eventually if this sticks for the rest of the year. But
Yeah.
we'll get to that point.
Yep.
So there's some clear standouts for this squad on both sides, positively and negatively. So what do you see, and what needs to change right now?
Um, I think, and I kind of talked about this probably about a month ago. I don't remember when we last did this to you and me,
Yeah,
honestly.
right.
But
I bet.
Adolis Garcia stands out as a big problem right now in the lineup, the hitting lineup, because he's been great defensively. He
Yes.
he he is he he is very good out there. That arm is incredible. He really sneakily gets guys a lot of times when I think they think they've got that extra base, and he just
Yeah,
is.
he's a
He's
cannon.
good. But the bat, I mean, he's not even. And I think it was. I was listening to the radio yesterday as I was doing some stuff outside. I was listening to Fransky and Stocker, and I think it was Stocker that pointed out he's like he's not even making contact with fastballs. Like he's not even
Nope.
fouling them off. He's just swinging and missing through
He's,
straight fastballs,
yep.
and that's a sign that you're not on it. You're just struggling, and I don't know what he needs to do because we know what he has. When he is on, we've seen it in the past. The guy's got power. It's just I think he needs to focus on just making contact because the power's there. If he makes contact,
He's a strong man. It's
exactly.
going.
But I think he's a huge key in this lineup because if he can start swinging a good bat, I think it has ripple effects up and down, and it impacts how pitchers are going to approach guys like Harper and Bohm and whoever, all the guys around him in the lineup. And yeah, that's to me that's a huge negative right now is his struggles because I don't know what I expected. I don't think I expected him to be an all-star, but I had hoped that he'd maybe be batting like 250 and have some more home runs at this
I
point, a
mean,
little bit more RBIs. Like that's what I was
I
hoping
was
for.
hoping for double digit home runs
Well,
at this
right.
point.
Like I was hoping for like 10, 11 homers at this point, and maybe again, I would have been okay with a 250 batting average if he's
Yeah,
hitting home runs and driving runs in,
he's not
but
doing anything.
he's not doing that. He's really, really struggling at the plate. And yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it. Trey Turner's another issue. he needs to make contact. That's all Trey needs to do. Just make contact. Good things will happen. You've got speed. You got to get on base. And he's just not doing that.
He just wants to lift everything.
I know.
And
in this lineup, he doesn't have to.
And he knows that, too. And he's made that conscious effort to hit the ball on the line or on the ground. Last year he talked about it. Hence,
yes.
300
and he had
average.
A great year. He had a great year.
Now he's hitting, 230?
Yep.
Like that's too much of a drop-off. You can't do that.
No, he's not doing what he needs to do at all. Yeah, I mean, and positively though, I think Harper, I think has found a way to be comfortable in this lineup. Not that he hasn't been comfortable in the past, but I mean, let's be honest. 2022 was really the last year that I remember him standing out. And the last couple of years, I think he's it's been a bit of a struggle for him, I think. And I'm not sure. I'm looking up now, he's batting 261, which isn't awful. I'd like that to be a little higher, but it's not awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 13 homers, 34 RBIs, not bad. I have no problems, and he plays always an excellent first base. He's a gamer. He plays really hard out there. Still goes a little too far to his right sometimes.
Over aggressive.
Sometimes, yes, but he has worked hard to become a legitimate first baseman. He's a great athlete, and I'm glad that he was willing to make that change. I think he's been pretty steady, certainly compared to the rest of his team. But and then again, Sanchez, Wheeler, and Luzardo has his ups and downs, but if he can find that form that he had last year, especially going into the postseason, those three are going to be really difficult. And if the offense can just find a way to score 4 or 5 runs a game, you're going to have a shot in every game with those guys on the mound.
And Luzardo looked really good against the Dodgers. He looked pretty solid against the Padres. He got out of jams against the Padres, and
which you need to do. And that was the issue last year. He couldn't get out of jams. When guys would get on base, that was his big issue. Pitching from the stretch, he would struggle. I think he has gotten better at that in certain instances anyway. I've noticed it this year that he does seem a little bit more comfortable pitching from the stretch. I think it's probably something he worked on. But yeah, I mean that 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I mean, you can't be. I'm not going to find a better one out there.
I was going to say,
really.
give me a better 1, 2, 3 with that with Luzardo on.
Right.
And
right.
Wheeler, Sanchez, and Luzardo, no specific order.
Yeah.
Because clearly it's Sanchez first at this point.
Yeah. Of course.
What in the world did we find with Christopher Sanchez? Thank you, Matt Klentak.
Yeah.
So
even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I mean, but still, that was that. What a steal! Like, how the kid
Curtis Mead.
Curtis Mead, guy who played for Team Australia, but like he just works so hard.
He does,
and he's special. 3 pitches, and
it's all 3.
Of them,
it's just
all
3.
Of them are A+.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that's the thing. A lot of starters have 4 or 5, and you have like 2 really good ones, and the rest are just kind of in the mix. Christopher has decided, I'm going to get these 3 pitches, and I'm going to make them top-notch, almost unhittable pitches, and he has done that.
And I think Kruk talked about it on the broadcast in San Diego that he had a cutter, and then I think Tom mentioned something about like it was messing with his changeup or sinker or something. One of the two. The ones that dip, and he just was like, forget it, and go back to 3, and now you're you're this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, so what a pitcher of the month battle in baseball in the NL with Mizrowski.
Yeah, man, Sanchez. He was cranking up the velocity the other day, yesterday, 2 days ago, something like
there's
that.
nobody that he's thrown like the 30 fastest pitches.
Yeah, he's hitting like 102 sometimes.
It's that's insane watching that kid pitch. But he's not a long and lanky one that is just quick to like. You're getting really close to the plate, and that ball's coming in hot.
Yep.
Hey, we got ourselves a Cy Young battle this year, and I can't wait to see how it finishes. And I really think Sanchez is going to do this thing.
I think he has a good shot.
I really do.
And I think it's great if he gets it, but obviously our eyes are on the bigger prize of,
Yes.
and I think he can certainly help us get to that because, you need to have an ace, and then if you have a second and third guy that are pitching top notch as well, you're going to be tough. But it comes down to the offense. It just comes down to the offense executing.
We need our MVP. I mean, we need Bryce to be the Bryce that we've known, from past years. I mean, not the last couple, but from 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
We need that Bryce Harper. I mean, he's shown signs of that this year. He really has. I think there's elite Bryce is still there. It just needs to be consistent elite Bryce. But it's baseball, so there's going to be ups and downs big time. As far as what needs to change, Garcia's days are numbered. We're sinking. When you think about it, we're sinking $30 million in the right field for a 200 average. We got rid of Casty, and we're still paying for him.
Well, and we had Kepler last year.
And we had Kepler, who was a bum. And Garcia, the one caveat for him is he's a hell of an outfielder.
The defensive, you can't find a better defensive.
He's a gold glove quality outfielder out there.
Right.
He makes good choices when he throws the ball too. Like
he doesn't always try to gun it. If he doesn't have it, he does make the smart throw. But
his throws are accurate too.
Well, he has like that Guerrero type.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not going to say better because Guerrero was the best I've ever seen. Honestly, him and Ichiro could throw the ball from the wall to home plate, and I don't know anyone else.
It's a good comparison. Somebody that was in right field that also wore number 53.
Bobby
could throw too.
He could.
He frustrated the heck out of me.
He was a well-rounded ball player. Bobby Abreu was.
Yeah, potential Hall of Famer type kind of player, and you never really realize that. But a right-handed bat needs to be somewhere. And
it needs to emerge.
They either need to go out and get one, or somebody needs to emerge. And I don't see one emerging anytime soon.
Yeah,
you might have to go see if you can get somebody like a Taylor Ward from Baltimore. I mean, he's not going to knock the lights out,
but if he's producing something, it's more than what we've got right now. And we got to get something. I mean, Otto Kemp certainly wasn't going to be that guy. Reyes had that amazing start and then nothing after that. He wasn't getting enough at bats up here, though. To be fair to him,
And I'm sorry, I love watching Edmundo at times, but he's not the guy either. He's frustrating.
Edmundo's a fill-in. He's a pinch hit guy. He's not an everyday. He never has been an everyday guy.
Yeah, I love the energy from Edmundo. It's just he can frustrate us real quick. But they got to figure something out, and they have a few weeks to do that. I think there's probably something that'll happen after the break. They'll get aggressive, but how aggressive do you want to be? And you don't know where this team really stands. They're not going to be sellers.
If you're at 500 or just a little above, I don't know how much you want to mortgage moving forward. I don't think you need. I mean, if you're going out for someone like a Ward, I don't know how much you're going to have to sell to get him. I don't. Prospect wise, we're pretty thin at this point. Right. Let's be honest. They better not trade Nori for him. I don't.
I mean, he's a left-handed bat. I wish he could. I wish he was right-handed.
I know, but I mean. And then Aiden Miller, this year's a wash. He's just he's not. This is going to be useless. Yeah, I know, but I mean, this is just we're not. The problem with that now is I think the hope was he could maybe slot in at third base if we let Bohm walk. Well, now we don't know at all how he looks because he has had no time in AAA really, other than like the couple games last year. That's not great. And it's not his fault. He got injured. It happens. But, I don't know.
You have to take a flyer on somebody for next year.
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, they just have a lot of question marks right now. And, again, most of them are around the offense. So we'll see what happens. But we're not even to the halfway point yet. No, you try to be patient. They'll go on a run. We'll see where they land. If they can manage to get hot at the right time, That's all you need in baseball, and really any sport. But I mean, baseball, we saw it in 22. This team stumbled into the playoffs. We barely squeaked in, and then went on an incredible run all the way to the World Series. Fell short by 2 games. You just never know what's going to happen. Just get into the postseason and see what falls.
June is an important month. I think there's some lighter portions of the schedule. They need to win a lot of games.
Absolutely.
I mean, they had the Padres, and like they did pretty well against them in San Diego, but they're going to right their ship at some point too.
Yep.
So
very good.
Watch out for them. The White Sox are coming up this week, who actually are playing pretty darn good baseball.
Tied with the Cubs.
Yeah, they're playing some pretty darn good baseball.
Yeah.
Blue Jays are coming up. They haven't been as impressive as last year. Then you got the Brewers. Are going to be tough. Then it gets a little bit easier. You got Miami, and you got the Mets, and Washington and Miami. And I'm sorry, Washington and New York, and then you finish off the month with Pittsburgh. So,
we did well in Pittsburgh when we were there.
We did. There's some portions of this schedule coming up in this month that you should have a winning record.
Yes,
you need to gain some ground on your wild card opponents here. So time to figure it out, boys.
Yes.
Show us how it's done, please. I don't want to be frustrated anymore. I want to watch a baseball game and be thrilled to watch. It's just I don't know what you're going to get. They're a box of chocolates right now.
That's a good way to put it. You don't know what version of this group you're going to get from day to day, series to series. So hopefully they can get more consistent.
Right. I don't really have anything else to add. Do you have anything to tell our folks here, Brent?
I don't have anything to add about the boys right now, but I can tell you all where to listen to us. You can listen to us on Spotify or Apple. You can watch us on YouTube at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast. You can find us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Phillies Unfiltered Podcast, Instagram at Phillies Unfiltered, and Twitter /X, Funfiltered. That's PHUNPHILTERED.
Very good.
But yeah, thank you all for joining us. I'm glad, Jim, it's been great to get back on this with you. I know it's been a weird run of time here. Both of us have obviously had some stuff going on. It's just been life getting in the way of doing this, but it's always good to do this with you. It's a great distraction from the realities of the world. Yes,
indeed.
So thank you for and I do want to say that to everyone. Thank you for your support during this time. You've been very supportive, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate your friendship and your support. So thank you for that. Yeah. And I want to thank you all for being patient with us in this tumultuous time. So, Jim, do you want to say anything before we sign off?
That's really all I have. But it's a good day to say, go Phils.
Take care, everybody.
See